are all religions scriptural accounts of creation compatible with each other, or do they differ? So to answer that briefly, yes, obviously they differ. There are many similarities within them, so that's the idea of unity and diversity. So respecting each other's differences while also holding the place for acceptance, maintaining the integrity of one's own culture, while also, understanding the differences. Are they all, you could say, accurate and believable? Ultimately, we understand that these things are not determined by vox populi or popular opinion, but rather by the opinion of the absolute, vox Dei. Dharma projita kaitava. The majority belief of people is actually generally not the pure, unadulterated dharma religion. And also one important thing to understand is that a lot of our scriptures, not just the story of creation is important, but it's the story of the creation of spiritual growth. Our scriptures teach 3 stages of this: Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Sambandha means knowledge about who I am, where I am, who is God, what is this world. Abhideya means the process of spiritual development towards Prayojan, a goal. The goal, as we understand it, is pure divine love and a relationship with the absolute truth. When we are in a relationship with that absolute truth in the form of God, the personal form, then we can come into harmony with all beings. However, peace and harmony with others without a relation to the absolute is only a fantasy. It's not something that's achievable. And therefore we find violence in this world. Now, there's another thing to say, which is that the essence of most scriptural teachings has some idea of love and harmony and relationship. But our purpose is not merely peace on earth without God. Part of the reason for lack of harmony is because there's lack of love for God. If we understand love of God, then we understand God within all beings, then we honor all beings. When we don't understand God within all beings, then we commit violence towards others, saying, oh, that person isn't doesn't deserve value, that person doesn't have a soul, that entity doesn't have a soul. We understand that God resides within his creation and within all beings as his separated parts and parcels, so we should honor all. However, the idea of mere peace on earth without, they say, we want the kingdom of heaven, but without the Creator. We don't want to worship and have a loving relationship with God. So our real understanding of dharma or religion is developing that spiritual relationship with God, and then when we come into that relationship with God, we will be in harmony with all beings. But harmony with all beings is not the goal. Divine love and relationship with God is the goal, and a subsequent occurrence of that is the idea of peace and harmony. But ultimately, and we'll end on this note, we should not be on a fool's errand to try to, organize and make everything peaceful when, we could say, fie on God for war and violence. But it's also part of the creation, and it's part from God, and so it's also part of nature. And who are we to, fie on that thing which is inevitable, you could say. So the idea of, there's so many problems in this world. To try to resolve each and every problem is very difficult. They're endless. Everything is harmonized in the absolute, so we should try to come to that perfected, enlightened state of being where we have a divine loving relationship, and then we will truly honor. So it's the idea of being the change, developing within oneself, not harming others, and then understanding peace will occur, war will occur, violence will occur, inevitably. And that's part of the cycle of life. There is birth, there is death. If you celebrate birth, you have to also understand the meaning of death. They're on both sides of the coin of existence. But in the higher realm, the transcendental realm, those things are not there. So ultimately, our goal is not merely a materially focused goal in this world. Without God, just wanting peace is not sufficient in our understanding. Our understanding is that true peace is possible when we come to self-realization and God-realization, and then we'll realize God within the hearts of all beings, and we'll honor and love everyone. But all religions are there, and over time things become corrupted. So it's within every scripture there is truth. There is kernels of truth. There are kernels of truth. Our understanding is that those kernels or those different parts are not the whole tapestry of existence. They're not the whole tapestry of meaning. Rather, understanding the purpose behind it. It doesn't matter if there's little details that are different. One creation story is a little different, another creation story. More important is the process to achieve the actual goal of human life, which is, as we understand it, divine love and relationship with God in his realm. And all that which occurs in this world, disharmony, pestilence, disease, that can be resolved by the highest act of compassion as we understand it, which is helping each soul achieve its true self-realization, God-realization. Then they will be forever peaceful, forever happy. So we want to go to the root of the disease. The root of the problem is ignorance, avidya, and the goal is divine love. So if we address that essential problem, then everything else will come into harmony. If we don't address the essential root issue, then we can work forever on the effects without solving the cause.
Thank you so much, Rasik. I definitely appreciate that. That's even part of the goal, is that we can't just make a law and create peace for ourselves, but the deeper root is within us as humanity, and that's why violence does come about inevitably. And so that's our purpose here at this Alliance of Religions, is that we can help learn from these different scriptures. How do we achieve that divine love, as you said? And how can we make sure that if we're trying to establish peace on this earth, we're not just addressing problems that will resurface, but actually getting to the source, the root of that conflict, ultimately, so that we can make a better place for many people. Thank you all so much for this passionate discussion that was carried out. I know many of the leaders that we